Why should I apologize for the monster I have become? They made me this way. They thought they could break me, shatter my spirit, crush my resolve, and erase me from existence. They laughed as they cast me aside, celebrating my downfall, convinced that I was nothing more than a dying ember. But they miscalculated. They mistook my silence for surrender, my suffering for defeat. They didn't destroy me. They forged me. Every cruel word, every betrayal, every scar they etched into my soul became the foundation of something far greater than they could have imagined. I have been tempered in agony, sharpened by despair, and reforged in the fires of vengeance. And now I have returned. I am no longer the weak, broken thing they discarded. The abyss they pushed me into did not consume me. It became my crucible, proven ground. Instead of being lost in its depths, I claimed them as my own. I carved my existence into its shadows, let its darkness wrap around me like armor. I learned its secrets, let them seep into my bones, coursing through my very essence. I listened as it whispered its truths into my ears, truths of power, of vengeance, of inevitable reckoning. They thought they had buried me, but all they did was plant the seed of something unstoppable. And now that darkness is mine to command. They will regret ever thinking they could stand above me. They will regret the day they made me their enemy. I see them now, living in the illusion of their own invincibility, still believing that their thrones are unshakable. But power built on arrogance is like a house of glass. It only takes one well-placed strike to bring it all crashing down. And I am the storm that will shatter their world. Let them wonder, let them feel that creeping sense of unease as they realize something is watching from the shadows. Something they cannot see but can sense a presence just beyond their grasp. Let the hairs on the back of their necks rise as whispers slither through the silence, carrying the weight of unseen eyes. Let them lie awake at night, hearts pounding, breath hitching at the faintest sound, knowing that the darkness they once dismissed is no longer passive, it is alive, shifting, closing in around them, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Let them tremble, because I am coming. They should have killed me when they had the chance, but now it's far too late for regrets. I have crawled through the abyss, deeper than they could ever imagine, deeper than any sane mind would dare to venture. I have seen horrors that defy reason, things that twist the very fabric of reality, things that would strip the arrogance from even the most fearless. They strut with false confidence, oblivious to what true suffering is, to what it means to be utterly powerless, to stand on the edge of oblivion and feel it staring back. But they will learn. Oh, they will learn. And when they do, it will be far too late to escape. They will learn. They thought they could use me, mold me into their pawn, discard me when I was no longer of use. They believed that I was just another stepping stone on their path to greatness. They never realized that the ground they walked upon could rise up and swallow them whole. They wanted a monster. They got one. They wanted to play with fire. Now they will burn. Let them come. Let them rally their forces, summon their strongest, and gather behind their towering walls, thinking height and stone will keep them safe. Let them surround themselves with their armies, clinging to their weapons like children grasping their security blankets, desperate for a false sense of control. Let them whisper empty reassurances to themselves in the dead of night, trying to silence the gnawing fear creeping into their bones. They build their defenses higher, stack their shields thicker, but it will not protect them. It will not save them. They do not realize fortresses are not immune to shadows, and fear seeps through even the strongest armor. Their castles will crumble, their armies will scatter, and their weapons nothing but brittle glass will shatter. By in my wake, one by one, they will fall. I see the realization creeping into their eyes, the slow, horrifying truth unfolding in their minds, like the first light of a merciless morning, cold and unforgiving. It starts as a flicker, a brief hesitation, then grows into something far more profound, fear. They dared to stand against me, armed with arrogance and hollow confidence. Yet they know nothing of true strength. They do not understand what it means to be reforged in agony, to rise from ruin with vengeance burning in their veins. Now, as the weight of their mistake crashes down upon them, they begin to grasp the depths of their folly. But understanding comes too late. True strength is forged in pain. It is carved from suffering, shaped by the relentless, crushing weight of despair. And I have endured it all. I have walked through the flames and emerged unscathed, not because the fire spared me, but because I embraced it. While they basked in the comfort of their illusions, clinging to their fragile sense of security, I was reforging myself in the crucible of suffering. Every ember that tried to consume me only tempered my resolve. Every trial only sharpened my edge. I was not broken, I was transformed. Now I stand before them as something beyond their comprehension, something they cannot predict, cannot control, and most certainly cannot stop. They will soon understand that the fire they once dismissed has become an inferno, and it will consume everything in its path. I was the outcast, the forgotten, the forsaken. Now I am the reckoning. They dismissed the shadows. They turned their backs on the darkness now. The shadows have come for them. They thought they could erase me, wipe away my existence as though I were nothing more than an inconvenient memory, a fleeting shadow easily forgotten. They believed time would bury me, that silence would swallow me whole. But they were wrong. I am still here, lingering in the spaces they dare not look, echoing in the whispers they try to ignore. I am the weight pressing against their thoughts, the presence they cannot shake, and I will be heard. Whether they listen in fear or in regret is no longer their choice, is their fate. Every wound they inflicted, I will repay. HUNDREDFOLD. Every ounce of suffering they forced upon me, every wound they carved into my soul, every moment of agony they reveled in, I will return it all with interest, tenfold, 100-fold. They will feel the weight of their own cruelty pressing down on them, crushing them beneath the very torment they once inflicted. Their screams will echo into the void, but there will be no mercy, no salvation, only justice, only reckoning, only the relentless, inescapable truth that they created their own destruction. They will not merely understand pain, they will drown in it. I am not their victim. I am not their pawn. I am the shadow that lingers just beyond their sight, the whisper in the dark that tightens around their throats. I am their nightmare, the thing they fear but cannot escape, the presence that slithers through the cracks of their fragile reality. They will feel me long before they see me, an unseen weight pressing against their chest, a chill that seeps into their bones no matter how many fires they light. Sleep will offer them no refuge. Their dreams will twist into horrors they cannot wake from. And when they finally understand that I am real, that I am watching, that I am coming, it will already be too late. And when they look back, scrambling to trace the moment where it all unraveled, their minds will race, desperate to pinpoint the exact fracture in their illusion of power. But the truth will settle in, slow and merciless. It was not a single misstep or an unforeseen mistake. It was the day they chose to make me their enemy. The day they dismissed me, cast me aside as if I were nothing. The day they laughed, their voices ringing with arrogance, blind to the storm they had just unleashed. The day they believed they had won, never realizing their so-called victory was the first note of their own requiem. That was the moment their fate was sealed. Their summit will crumble. Their victories will be reduced to dust. Their legacy will be nothing more than a cautionary tale, faded echoes of arrogance swallowed by the abyss. A grim reminder of what happens to those who stand against the inevitable. They will not be remembered as victors, nor as legends, but as a whisper in the dark. A warning passed from trembling lips to those foolish enough to follow in their footsteps. Their downfall will be etched into the fabric of fear itself, a shadow looming over those who dare to challenge the storm. And when the wind howls and the darkness stirs, their name will be spoken only in hushed tones, a lesson of what it means to provoke forces beyond their control. Their screams will be swallowed by the abyss, lost to the silence they once ignored. They wanted a monster. They wanted a monster. They pushed, they tormented, they shaped me with their cruelty, and now they have exactly what they asked for. They got one. But if they think this is the end, they are gravely mistaken. This is only the beginning. The storm has only begun to rise. The darkness has only started to spread. And I am just getting started. By the time they realize the depth of their mistake, there will be nothing left for them to salvagingly regret. Only ruin, only the echoes of their own destruction.